Hello, hello, good evening. It is Nemi Batstone here with Nemi's Crafty Cafe. And I'm here on a Saturday evening. It is August 16th, I believe. And it's been a full day of soccer and my hair is sticking out. And now I'm in my crafty space. It's kind of nice because we have no plans this evening. And so tonight was the night I wanted to share my Bauble class. So on Wednesday, I held my first in-person class in a long time. It was such a long time, and it was so much fun. I mean, we were a small group, but we fit in the dining room perfectly. I had a couple snacks, and it was just a fun night. And tonight, I wanted to share those exact same cards because some people bought the kit, and then others received them for free just for placing the order. And I always like to make sure, or I try to make sure moving forward, that there is a video to go along with the tutorial. And then I hope if you have it, then maybe it'll inspire you as well. So we're gonna get started right away, but I just have a couple reminders. It is currently right now still 15% off on all our in colors. So we will be doing an in-color class. Let's see here. The kits are packed up. So I have kits packed up of all the in-colors, and there's 5 cards with that. This is my kit, so I have a little note there. So you get a little thank you, you get ribbon, you get designer series paper, you get cardstock, and we're using the Not 29 Anymore card stamp set with that one. So I finished packaging those up, so those will be going out earlier than planned, so that's really good. And I also got all my new mini catalogs. Yay! I can't show you the inside, but there's a lot of fun. And looking forward to sharing that at my upcoming fall retreat, which is the weekend of September 26th to the 28th. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you do, because there's, I believe we're at 32, and I can hold 40. 44 at the most, that would be pushing it. I think I can do 40. So I don't want to do 12, 24, 40. Well, yeah, technically I can do a bit more. But everybody gets 4 feet of space, so rather than 3. And most likely we're going to have a Thanksgiving dinner on Saturday with pumpkin pie. The full works, which is catered by Taste of Time. So lots of good stuff and fun stuff. So why don't we get started, and then I can just talk more about what's coming up while we create. So I'm going to flip you right now. There we go. There's the catalog. There's the cards. And we're also going to make sure, I should have did this while I was doing this. I'm going to plug us in and drop us down a bit so you could see more. And maybe I'll adjust my table a bit, because I feel like we're not exactly in the right spot. Let's make sure, because you can see, oh, it's just because I didn't slide my laptop back enough. Let's do that. Oops, it pulled my phone with me. There you go. And I'll just slide this a wee bit. That might help. Oops. Stuff's up all of it. Let's get some stuff. I gotta get back in my seat here. So let's make sure we're good to go. Otherwise, it'll be difficult. So let's see here. Oh yeah, we are good. So that's awesome. So if you, am I down for the 29 class? Remember, yes, you do have a free gift certificate. So yes, I was going to follow up with you, and when I was in a mad rush dropping stuff off with you, for you, Barb, as to whether or not, which class you wanted. So yes, I can definitely give you that. I'm just going to take a sip here. The season's almost over too, or not season, but this is my beautiful cup that I gave to the team last year. So our Stampin' Up's fiscal year is actually October to September. And so early October, we always have our team gathering. So now is a perfect time to join, because you can get all the pre-order items in the catalog in your starter kit. And then you get to also come to our team gathering. So it's a celebration gathering. So each year I host a celebration gathering for all the everyone on my team. I mean, we celebrate monthly anyway, but it's a fun night where we just chill out, hang out. I don't remember. Do we do a lot of creation? I can't even remember. Barb, do you remember if we created cards? I don't even remember if we did. I think we just hung out and like totally ate. We ate and we shared and we had fun. Hi, Janice. Thanks for joining. So anyway, it's a perfect time to join now because, you know, you get all the deals. Plus, you can get all the in colors too of whatever's on sale. Plus all the pre-orders. Like, it's so worth it. Anyway, I just got my pre-order kit too. Okay, so everything looks crooked, which means my phone is probably crooked here. So let's do a quick check. It's probably weighted down. Okay, I think that's okay. Awesome. So we have 5 cards to create. These are the same 5 cards we created in person on Wednesday evening. This Wednesday evening is my which one is it this week? Oh, tomorrow is Prairie Grass Stampers, the Prairie Grass Stamp Set. So we're going to do some fun stuff with that. Where is it? Oh, I forgot to grab the cards. Okay, so as you all know, Prairie Grass is the name of my team, Prairie Grass Stampers. See, Prairie Grass, and then we have a Prairie Grass Stampers logo as well on my cup. So had to get it, and it's got some beautiful font, and I love this. So we're gonna do some technique classes with it, like a lot of watercoloring and blending, and just create like 3-4 cards together. So, you know, it's on Zoom because I wanted to make sure we could really work together, and if anybody's stuck, then they can, you know, say something, and then I can help them walk through it, just because it's got a little bit more technique stuff. But anyway, it's gonna be fun, I think. So you gotta pick that one up. It's so beautiful. So let's have some fun here. But so for now, we're gonna work with my card class. Usually you do 3 or 4 cards, but this time we did 5. So, and actually we did it in under 2 hours. And then the nice thing about being in person, lucky them, was that they received the catalog, because that day my order came in, so I showed them all the stuff that came in that I ordered, and plus they got a free catalog to take home. So we had lots of fun, I'm telling you. So anyway, we didn't even pause to eat till the end, or snack and chat, because everybody was just busy crafting. Okay, let's get started. So I tried to do a funny, the bow here, because I just wanted to show that you can stamp the bow. I guess I should make sure I have my stamp set. Where is it, by the way? It was here. Let me double check. That would be handy, right? So this is it right here. So it has all these little, this has the, I guess, string, and then you got your topper, and you got a bow. I didn't use that one very much, didn't like it very much. And then you've got your dies. Surprisingly, your dies are so small that they fit in a smaller sheet, which then goes here. So I didn't use my magnetic sheet. I just left it and just put it in there like that, because I thought that's just easier. Anyway, so we're going to go through a lot of these stamps. I think we're pretty much using all of them. So that's a good thing. And we'll get started, except I don't think I used the bow, but we'll see. We can always play around. So let's get started. So 5 cards. So if you have this, great. And if you're getting my kit, your kit should be arriving early next week. Then you can catch the replay on my YouTube page and create along at your own leisure and at your own pace. Okay, so everything always comes prepackaged, right? So we have everything here. And this one, we're just starting off real simple. Nothing fancy. Now, just a reminder, you have all your embellishments in there. So be careful and make sure they don't fall out too crazy and then you lose them, because they are small. And your string should be in there as well. So we have to heat emboss. So let's get that out of the way. And we also have to stamp. So let's do that. So I'm just going to bring in my mats because it's polymer stamp. And I'm going to cover it. just so that I don't get it too dirty. And we're going to use, I should move this out of the way as well, because we don't need all these other kits. Squeeze me. Okay, my basket's not cooperating. There we go. Okay, good, okay. So then we're going to need the flower one. So we're gonna heat emboss twice. Now you can do this at the same time, or you can do it separately. So we're just gonna lay one of them here. Hi, Christine. And lay this right on top. I wasn't sure if anyone was gonna be around. It is Saturday night. And yeah, usually Friday nights I'm in bed super early, so then Saturday I stay up later. Okay, so we're gonna take our Versamark as always and tap, tap, tap. And then I'm gonna try and do this all at one shot. So we'll see. I mean, everybody else did that on Wednesday night, so I should be able to do the same. So while we get that, we also have the flower. So there's two here. Mine is nicely shaded with red ink. So you have your shadow and you also have your outline. So we're just gonna use the outline. Okay, so that's one. It is kind of hard to see with all the light. Okay, yeah, I can't see it with all my light. So very difficult to see. So we're gonna do it one at a time. So it's just because I have too many lights going on. So we're just to get rid of my shadows here. So I'm gonna use my tweezers to try and pick this up. I'll just drop this down, maybe just a bit more. Okay, so I like to keep my, oh yeah, there's a fun incident. I accidentally mixed my white embossing powder with clear, and that was not a fun experience, let me tell you. We're all like, what is going on? And then I realized, oh no, I mixed two powders in my little bin. You forgot to sign up for this class? Oh, that's okay. Guess what? Because as a team member, under me, you get the tutorial for free. So you don't have to worry. So no worries. That's the perks of being part of my team is any of my classes I do, then you get the tutorial for free. Okay, so we're just gonna heat that up real quick. Did you know you could also heat emboss on your glass mat and not ruin it? Okay. But I don't like to use my glass mat when I'm doing live classes or recorded classes because the glare of the lights on my mat just drives me crazy. It doesn't bother me when I'm creating, but when I can see it in the camera, it bothers me. Okay, so that's one. Yeah, I couldn't see it, so we're gonna do two. So those of you that were here for my class on Wednesday in person are probably, and watching this and probably going, well, I did it all in one shot. So yes, you are magnificent. Thank you for being able to do that because I could not. I guess because the glare in my dining or my kitchen counter, because that's where we set up, is a lot better than, a lot less. I shouldn't say better, is less. Okay, so I'm just lining up those two holes to try and get my two flowers in the middle. So there is a little bit of touchy with the little flowers. And it looks really good with the colors. So we'll be doing that later. But here we're doing it with the heat embossing. So not a big deal. So I'm gonna use my tweezers again. So if you have baubles at home or ornaments, I do have another card to make, but these new dies came out, like these for fall. And I'm all like, oh my gosh, I already have this idea of turning into this new die into Christmas ornaments. So excited about it. Anyway, okay, so we got that. I'm gonna move my foam mat because I don't want it to melt. And we're gonna turn on the heat emboss again. Get the last of it done. super easy card, right? We're just starting off with something simple. I could have cleaned it up a bit, but I don't think it matters. Okay, I think I got it all. Sometimes I miss a spot, so I just wanted to do it a second time. And then we're just gonna take our mini glue dots. Gotta make sure I know which ones I've got. Okay, those ones are the minis. Mini ones. Why do I have 2 packs of the same open? No idea. Okay, then we're gonna add, oops, wrong side. Or not. Wait a sec. Let's see. Oh no. Yeah. Well, yes and no. I think I added that to the wrong side. Okay, I'm gonna drop you down somewhere now. Now that I'm done heat embossing and don't need the extra space. I accidentally put it on the wrong side. I'm gonna take that off. Okay, and then we're gonna add our mini glue dots just to put the topper on, like so. And then I have some thread, which I'm just gonna run through this nice dark, I think it's Night of Navy. I just think it looks better when it's blue. I just love that blue on blue kind of monotone look. Okay, there we go. And if you want to trim it, you can, of course. And then we just have some stamping to do. So get these 2 guys out of my way so I don't. And then I'll forget where it is, of course. And I need my stamp set out of my way. Let's get rid of the white. I think we do white again, but we'll just double check. Okay, so then we need this piece. So I'm using my little foam mat because these are polymer stamps, so we don't want them to be going on a flat surface and not stamping well. Now, I also used one of our one of the new from the, what do you call it? Which one was that one? Sweet. It's one of the sweet, oh, this says happy, not merry. Sips, the celebration sips. That's what it is. Oh, there it is. There's Mary. And use that to create, to just emboss and give us some pattern on there. So I'm just going to eyeball this. So I'm going to put that there. And my Mary right underneath. Now you can also use some grid paper. I thought I had some. And I do. The other option is, I'm just showing you, is you can take your grid paper as well and line that up on your lines, right? And once you get one, then the other one just goes on top. And it should line up good, like so. Yep, and then you just take your block, whichever block you're using, and just bloop, pick it up. So I have 2 papers now. So I'm just gonna make sure I've got a good spot here. I think I need my glasses. Pretty sad, I must say. Whew. Yeah, I do, because I can't see it. Oh man. You know you're getting old when. So I'm gonna grab some blueberry bushel to match. I'm gonna tap, tap, tap. And line that up right. I'm going sideways, by the way, just because for me, it's just easier when I can't get my head under the camera. There we go. So now we have our Merry Christmas. And then now all we have to do is assemble. Told you it's easy. So it's a warm-up card, is what I like to call it. So our bauble will just go right here, and I'm going to use dimensionals. So you kind of want to just figure out where you want that, and then we're going to just have our bauble sit like that. So let's grab some dimensionals. All right, this one's almost finished. So let's use it up so we have more room. So I'll flip that over. What's great about this too is whatever scraps you have lying around is great to use to make these little baubles. Ornaments, I guess. Keep calling it baubles because, you know, that's the name of the stamp set. And then we'll just lay that in the center. Like so. And then I'm going to put a mini glue dot there so that it sits nicely in the card when it gets mailed. And then you can also stamp the inside if you'd like. Right? Okay, so I'm going to put a mini glue dot along the back and just curve that up and like so. There we go. Okay, and then in your kit as well, you have your card base, which is already scored for you. Because what I like to do is when you're coming here in person, I don't want you to have to cut and score too much because it just takes up table space, to be honest. And then you can either glue this one down if you want to mail it, right? So you can glue it straight down, right on top. If you're going to hand deliver, then definitely you can just add more Pop-Tarts. Or dimensionals. Sorry, our team calls them Pop-Tarts thanks to Karen. She's got good names for all of our products, which has now become the Prairie Grass lingo dictionary. Okay, so we have that. And then we're just going to take our embellishments that are in your kit. And I gave you a couple one big size and then small. So we're going to put that one up there. And then we're just going to put 2 down here wherever we see fit. There we go. And there's your card. And then you can stamp a sentiment on the inside if you like. So this one comes with joyous to you. So we'll grab that. And a block. I'm out of my blocks. We used so many blocks. I was like, I have to invest. You know, because I like the paper pumpkin blocks, but at the same time I don't, just because I'm so used to, I have fat fingers. And so these ones are a lot thinner versus our standard blocks, right? So it makes a little bit of a difference. So we're gonna grab our blueberry bushel, and my cord is just, oops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that, but I don't like the fact that is in our light. Or it's just me being annoying. Okay. So, and if you're not here today and you're wondering where this video is, it will also be on my YouTube channel because Facebook doesn't allow us to keep, I'm just trying to line this up. Facebook doesn't allow us to keep videos on here anymore. So you can catch the replay on my YouTube at any given time, right? And I got a little bit of ink on my finger, and since we're having white, I don't want to, on my thumb I should say, since we're doing white on blue here, I don't want to get any of that blue on my card. So I'm just going to clean this up in case it's all over and I don't want it on my card. Okay, so Joyous Wishes to yours, and there you go. A nice and simple card. I love the tone-on-tone look, so yeah, right? And then when you had a drink or two, you know, well, the rest is history. Okay, so we're going to do something similar, but instead we're going to take it up a notch. And we're going to do a darker tone. And it's going to require a little bit of brushing. Now, where did I put my brushes? I haven't cleaned up from the weekend yet. Okay, so as most of you know, blending is a fun technique. So this is our next card, and I got all our pieces in this one. So again, oh, see, our gems just popped right out. So don't lose those. And we got the darker card base and our little piece for the top there. Put those aside. So with this, I've already started because I had to demonstrate. We're going to take the piece of cardstock using the same embossing folder, and we're going to now just add some color. So because this is a lighter tone, so this is a lighter tone cardstock versus this one, and I wanted a lighter tone cardstock so that we had that little bit of lightness on the middle, and then just rough the edges so that it matches. So we're going to take our blueberry bushel, and again, it's nice and juicy, so we don't want that, right? So we're going to tap off that extra ink, and then we're just going to add it on by going around and using our paper. Now, if you have a glass mat, you can use your glass mat as well. What's nice about the glass mat is that big pile of ink wouldn't be wasted, because then you can just come back in, pick up that ink, and rub it on. And I just want that little section in the middle there. So I kind of want to make a little section here so that it has that lightness behind the ornaments. So we're just going to go in and blend away. I just don't want it to look rectangular either. Blendy, blendy, blendy. I think that's good enough. So if I take this, it's going to sit in that light spot there and be a little bit glowy. Okay, so you can see my blotch in the middle, which is going to get covered up anyway. So there we go. I'll move that and brush. So again, we're going to do some heat embossing. So we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to do it in gold, just to show you a different touch. And I'm going to clean this off. I don't think I need my Merry. Oh yeah, we do need to do Merry Christmas again. Oh, I think I did Happy Christmas. Oh yeah, can't remember anymore, but I'm going to put these back because I know I need Wishing You Up. Oh, right. Oh, is Lise on here? So Lise was here. And then, oh, this says Glad Tidings. Okay. So we're going to use Glad Tidings because, so we had her stamp set and my stamp set going. And now I have two sentiments that say Glad Tidings, which means she probably has in hers two of mine. So, or one of like two of the same, and then one's mine. So we're going to have to like swap that because I'm missing my Wishing You. So what I did here was I put Wishing You Up, and now I have to use Glad Tidings because I don't have it. She's got it. Okay, so let's heat emboss again. And we got, oh, I need that. What was I doing? Okay, so we're gonna do our same thing, add our embossing. And this one I've touched multiple times, so I'm just going to grab my embossing buddy. Oh, I put them in the wrong spot. And add that on there to make sure it doesn't stick, because I noticed I forgot to do that on the first one, and it was sticking to the bottom. Okay, and we're just going to add that on. It's kind of nice being home on Saturday nights. We haven't had that in a long time, just because we're busy. So I will tell you, like, Bart and my youngest, my hubby and the youngest, are actually out dirt biking after a day of soccer. They got home, loaded the dirt bikes, and headed out towards Grand Beach to meet up with a few friends and to go dirt biking for a couple hours. So it's just me and Benjamin. But Benjamin doesn't have a dirt bike because Bishop's riding his now. But if he is interested, then definitely have to update. Sell bishops and get a new one. Oh, the joy of toys. Okay, so again, gold. This time we're doing gold. Come on, shine up. There we go. Normally I would have this done already, but it's such a little spot. Easy to do on a line. Not a lot of embossing, so we're good. Okay, so that's one. Now I'm not too worried because I got to do it a second time anyway. And then we'll do this one at the same time, so I got to show you a little trick. Let me see. I know my tape's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now this one says, and glad tidings, because I got to check with Lise and make sure she has my other stamp. So I don't want the word and, so we're going to cover that up. And hopefully we cover it up well. So I'm just, now you can just use masking tape, not masking tape, Scotch tape. But I'm just using removable tape because I have it. And I'm going to cover that up so that I can heat emboss. I can add my Versamark ink to that. And then we need this one again. So we might as well do both at once. Save us some time. And we'll put that right there in the middle. Again. This is such a cute thing. I mean, we had ornaments before, but these are kind of, you know, cute and more traditional. Now, don't forget to take this off because that's no fun. Otherwise, you'll get a marking. And then glad tidings should fit in here without any issues. If I covered up the word and properly. Okay, perfect. So we'll grab our gold again. So we'll get that done. Perfect. Oh, I forgot to brush it. So we have a few markings on there. Oh, the sun's going down. So hopefully I don't have a lot of shadows on there. Oh, I think I need my glasses. Oy vey. I think I missed a couple spots because I cannot see without my glasses. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a few spots there. See, because I didn't use my embossing buddy. Tisk, tisk, tisk. We should be okay. Let's see what this one looks like. All else fails, you do it again. It's just paper, right? So Vicky Boone always says, it's just paper, folks. Okay, just gonna tap that off. That one worked better because I use my embossing buddy. Okay, so let's get that heat going again. There we go. Almost finished. Looking good. Looking good. Oh, yeah. So that looks really nice. Now let's see whether or not I scored on this one. Because I don't have my glasses on. Bad excuse, right? Bad name. Hey, not so bad. Pretty good. Few little blotches, but it looks like I just glittered it. So that's not so bad. Okay, I can actually rub most of it off because it's still hot. Okay, glad tidings goes right there. So this one was debatable on which to use because I was like, oh. So on here I use our old retired gold and it frayed. So I was like, oh, I don't know if anybody likes that, but they loved it. So we're going to use it because I gave them the other option of using this retired blue, which is really nice as well with the gold flecks in it. And they're like, no, I think we like the other one. So I was like, okay. So that is what we're going to stick to. Okay. So again, we're just gonna add some glue dots. And we're gonna put this on the top, like so. And then in this one, I didn't cut mine, but all the kits have 2 pieces of the twine. So I'll just cut it right now. So there's a short inch, that's about 4 or 5 inches in your kit. I think that's, which is way more than what you need. And then enough to make a bow, which again is going to be way more than what you need. I know most people don't like making bows, so I always like to give a little bit extra just in case. Okay, so we're gonna take the short piece and we're just gonna weave it through. And then I'm looking for my tear tape, which is on the other table. Found it. Okay, so we're gonna take a little piece of tear tape. I don't like tearing my tape. You can easily tear this, but I'm just not a fan of tearing because I like clean edges. I know I'm weird. You can make fun of me because everybody else does. Everyone on my team makes fun of me. They're like, you're supposed to be quick and fast and now you need your scissors. I'm like, yeah, I'm a loser that way. So, okay, so we're gonna grab these 2 and that's just gonna be our top. And it's going to be coming out from the back, right? So I'm just going to try and position it where I want it, roughly there. And then we're just going to flip it over and stick that down. Sweet. And then I'm just going to take some removable. I don't know why removable when I can just use permanent and just hold that down. Ta-da! As it flips like crazy. Okay, and then we're gonna put embellishments. Oh, more pop cards on the back. And I probably have black, and I do. So we're gonna add some black on the back. Just because I don't want the white showing. So choice, doesn't really matter. Doesn't make or break it if you use white versus black. Maybe one more because I didn't position that very good. There we go. So I have this 2-page scrapbook page that I really need to finish too. And I was like, oh, should I do another Facebook Live? Because I might as well get her done. So anyway, it is a cute one. And you might actually enjoy it as well. Okay, so that sits there. Make sure it's straight. Or not. You could also, well, yeah, I guess it's always straight on the tree. It's not usually, I don't know, do you put your ornaments crooked on a tree? I don't think so. Okay, so that's done. And again, all we have to do now is, oh, I know what I'm missing. I'm missing my white piece. Is put that on top of our card. So we have our card base here. And then I just realized I'm missing my inside. Okay, and then we'll put that there. All the kids have them. It's just, I know I pulled, we had a couple boo-boos. So I was like, everyone's like, oh, can I have another piece of white? And so I was like, yeah, sure. Because they weren't happy with their stamping. And then I was like, oh, I'll just give you this one. So I kept pulling them out of the kits and then I replenished them. But I knew this was my kit. So I didn't replenish my kit, so I have to do that. I have to get a piece of white. So bear with me as I do that for the inside. But I can do that later. I mean, you know what goes on the inside. Okay, so we're gonna just go in now. And we're just gonna see how it unravels. So we'll use the other end. Pull that through. And I mean, it's a cool look. And I love that you can do so many other things with this. And you can tie bunny ears right off the hop. I'm just going to do a knot. I don't know why. Okay. And then we'll do our bunny ears. Oops. Reverse. Otherwise my tails will go elsewhere. Pull that through. and tie our bow. And you can make your bow as big or as small as you like. I always like mine nice and big, like that. And then I'm just gonna trim. Just gonna trim what I don't like, right there. Ta-da! And we have 2 cards almost complete because all we have left is our embellishments. And I think we're done heat embossing. We should heat emboss the inside, but like I said, I'll just save that for later. And you all can do that yourselves. Or you just stick a piece of white on the inside. So we're gonna put one up there, and then we're gonna put a couple, the other two that don't wanna come off. Shoot. Yeah. Well, this one I can probably pick up. Come on. There we go. Oh, it's flipping. Okay, I might need to refill. When was the last time you ever had to refill yours? Whew. Okay, that's card number 2. So we are done. Of course, you can just do the inside, which I thought I had here, but I don't. So there's our second. I'll do that after. That's an easy one. And ta-da, we're done too. So those are your step-ups, and now we're gonna do another one with a bit of color. Okay, so our next one requires some bright colors, but a little more fun patterns. So we're gonna make sure we have, because we're gonna go off the page. So you're gonna get a kit that has just all white, and you should have ribbon and then a piece to die cut with. So you do have to have the bundle in order to create this. So you'll see you have this long thread, because this is what you're going to use to make your double bow. And then you have your 3 pieces of linen or of thread, white thread, because I don't like to waste and I'm a little frugal. So these 3 will go around the card. So we have that. This is for die cutting. And there's our gems. And then our card base. So we can get rid of this. Might as well get this out of the way. And go this way. Looks a little cleaner. And then just do that. Move that first. And then we're going to get stamping. So we're going to do some bright and kind of an offshoot. And use red and pinks for this one. Okay, so you're gonna grab some red ink. Make sure we're good here. And we're going to stamp 3 of the ornaments at a diagonal. I was gonna say angle, but diagonal, same thing. So this is nice and juicy, I can see it. So we're gonna just tap, tap, tap. Remember, we just tap, tap, tap. Let's just make sure we're good. Oh yeah, see? Juicy. Okay, so I'm gonna mark my middle one first, keeping in mind that I want to have a stem that goes up and a bow, but I didn't like it that much. But anyway, the ladies did it and they said it was perfectly fine. Now, you can make this one your top, this little guy up there, or you can make the bottom one your top. It doesn't matter, but I'm gonna keep it the same and just keep that one as my bottom, because I got asked that question. I'm like, which one is the top, which is the bottom? It doesn't matter. It's a bauble, it's yours. There you go, that's our first. And then we're gonna do one there and one there. So it doesn't matter how much ink is there. So we're gonna do one right here. So we're gonna be off the page a bit, but I want a little bit more of that flower showing, because we're gonna fill that in with the flower. And then we're just gonna ink up the right side here, because we're going right into the corner there. There we go. So you have an idea what that looks like. There it is, right? So we have our 3, just so you can see it better. Okay, and then, oh, I still need my red. What am I doing? So we're gonna take our outline now, and we're going to fill in with red. Oh, so I need my sheet back, sorry. So we need this back. Okay, so we're gonna take our red and we're gonna go inside each one of these. Make sure I'm kind of lined up. So I'm just using my 2 circles and then just looking at a few flowers, making sure I'm good. I mean, it doesn't really matter. And there we go. And then we're gonna do this bottom side here. So wherever I want those flowers to be, roughly there. And then we're gonna do the left side, or left side, yep, that's my left. I'm gonna do that side over here. This one here. Right about there. Awesome. Okay, there you have it. So we gotta clean these really well because we're gonna go in with some light color. So we're gonna bring in that shadow dye, or a stamp, sorry. Just wanna make sure, oh, there's a fluff on here. There's a fluff on here, so I wanna get that off. Okay, I'm gonna put this one back because I don't have more blocks at my desk right now. And I'm gonna stick this one back in, and we're gonna pull out the shadow one. And this one, we're going to use pink. So pick whatever shade of pink you want. I'm using Pretty in Pink because it's like one of my favorites. Mine's really juicy, so I'm gonna tap on, tap off because I just know it's loaded. See? It's so juicy. So I tapped off, and then we're gonna line this up right over top of those flowers. And it should line up with all the other ones. And if it doesn't and it's slightly off, no biggie. There we go. So again, tap off because it's so juicy. If yours isn't, no worries. It's just, I know mine is. There we go. And we're gonna do the other side. And line up that flower. And there we go. Ta-da! Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna switch pinks and use my, oops, almost tipped my table. Where is it? Petal pink. And we're gonna go along the top. So we're just gonna fill in the top portion. Okay, so we're just gonna take, I guess we'll use the other one. So I don't know if I used this one or not. Yeah, I did. Okay. We'll just take Joyous off. Move you, Joy. Okay, so put this back on. And now we're gonna take this one, which I think is just as bright. Let's see. My pads are nice and juicy, which is a good thing. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna stamp on and then we're gonna stamp off. So we're gonna just fill in here along the top, like so. And don't worry, like you can turn it if you want and just fill in wherever you can, like that. Okay, oh, I forgot to clean this. Let's make sure I clean those because I can't remember if I did or not. Just grab my crazy chamois. Gotta make sure they're clean. And then we're gonna do the same. So we're just gonna tap that off because I know it's juicy. And we're gonna fill in those flowers. Oh, I'm hitting my page. Where am I? Wait, just trying to find my circles. There we go. I'm like, where is it? And then this one I turned slightly, so this one's over here more. Yep. There we go. And that just fills in the top. And then we're gonna go in with our shade and fill in that spot. I think it's about there. I'm not looking for perfection here. This is just background. So, something like that. Okay, and then we just need our sentiment in the bottom corner. So, oh, see, I needed joyous. Haha. So we'll grab the joyous. That's funny. Thought I had another block here. I'm gonna use my big one. Don't need this, and I'm just gonna use black. Now you can use red or green or whichever, but I kind of want it to stand out a bit, so we're gonna use black. Why do I have this one? Oh, it's in the wrong card. We don't need that one in here. It's in the wrong one. It's probably for my cleanup. Okay, so we're gonna tap joyous to you and yours on the bottom corner. I'm like, why do I have a piece of scrap? This one doesn't have it. So rewind on that one. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna get our tear tape again. And look, I'm tearing. Oh, she tore. I'm gonna put one on that side. And then I'm gonna put one on this side. Okay, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Beautiful. Oh, thanks, Janice. Thank you, thank you. I have no card kits left, so I can't even offer any of you some. But if you do want one, you know, you can just place an order for free, or, you know, pull out what you got in your own stash and copy. Okay, so now this goes here, right across. So we're just taking our 3, making sure they're kind of smooth, and running it right across. There you go. Oh, that's so crooked. Let's try that again. That's terrible. Okay, right about there. There we go. A little better. Much straighter. Okay. And then I'll just take some of this because I pulled that on and off and stick that back on just to make sure it stays in place. And I'll trim this just because it's annoying. Not like it matters. And then now we just need dimensionals again. Where did I put them? I had them sitting here. There they are. They're buried underneath. So I'll just grab my scissors and cut these because we don't need massive ones everywhere. Okay, put one in that corner, one in the middle, and the other corner. This one and this one. And we'll add this to our card base. Okay, we're at 3 and I don't even know, I don't even think an hour has gone by yet. Pretty impressive. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna take our bow. So I've given you double the length. So we're just gonna match these 2 ends here, like so. Run it through underneath. And then we're just gonna do our bunny ears. So I gotta go sideways. And I think I screwed up. Yeah, see, lost it. And then we'll tighten that there. Halfway point. Get our ears through. Whoops. Not enough tail on that one. There we go. And then all we have to do is snip that end because I left it as two. Now, if you can't do that technique, all you have to do is snip it in half and then you're good to go. Okay. Christine, the PDF will be on our team page. And I'll probably load it up tomorrow. Okay, because my team gets it for free, and those who paid for the class got it for free as well. Okay, well, part of their payment was that. So I think I only used 7. So, and I gave you 8 in your kits. So for those of you that are doing them at home, yeah. Those that were here just pulled from my full sheet. So not a big deal. So you have 1 extra. So feel free to put as many as you want or whichever, but odds are always better than evens, even if you're on a scrapbook page or whichever. So I've got 4, 5, 6, and then I'm gonna put a 7th one down here, and maybe there. And that card is finished. So you have 1 gem left over in your kit. So feel free to use that as you like. And that is our card number 3. Ta-da! Okay. So now we're going to go a little more advanced. And we're going to need only 2 of these. So I'm going to clean this one up. So the next one is a favorite. And I hope I put a window sheet in here. I just gotta double check. I know I was cutting out window sheets and then forgot to put one in my own kit because I put a note saying add window sheet and I didn't. So we'll make sure we do that. So we gotta do a little bit of cutting, I guess. And we need this guy still. Yeah, I do need this one. This will be for the last card. And same with this. Okay, so we got that. And we'll clean Joyous. Sorry, have to do the cleanups in between, right? I don't know if I need that one. Okay, so you're gonna need your emboss and cut machine for this one. Because this one we're going to turn into a shaker card. So in your kit, I've already pre-done this. So the way I did this was I took 8 of your standard card base. So you just take a piece of copy paper that is your standard card front or card base, and then I cut 1 piece and then a second piece and then just layered it. So I used designer series. So use whatever designer series paper you want, and then I cut a piece of basic white to fill it. So then it was full. So it was slightly bigger because then you just go and take a rectangle frame. So I use a rectangle frame to do the die cutting. So now it's a little smaller, still the same in height, but smaller because that's the way the die cuts. And now we're going to die cut this again. But before we do that, let's make sure I have all my pieces. Okay, I do, except for my, the most important piece, which is the window sheet. So we'll make sure we go grab that. Okay, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Our card base. And we're gonna do a little bit of coloring along the bottom. And, because it's just a little blah. So I'm just gonna take some Pool Party here. And I'm gonna take another blending brush. I'm just using my small one. And then we're just gonna add a little bit of color, or as much as you want, along the bottom. Just because it's just too boring for me. Too stark. Oh, lots of little things on there. Okay. And it's okay if it goes on the white. It's meant to blend. We're just blending. So now we kind of match the designer series paper along the top, right? So you see that there. Add a bit more. I'm not going in the middle, I'm not going in the top there. I just want it along this edges. Okay, now we're gonna need our emboss and cut machine. Now, this one does not fit through the mini because it's not 3 inches. So this is almost 4 inches wide. So I'm at 3 7/8, so I can't use my mini emboss and cut machine. FYI. Okay. So I do all the die cutting for you, so you didn't have to do anything, but this one thing. So that's why I'm saying you need to make sure you have the kit, because I didn't die cut this piece for you because that was really up to you. So I'm going to position where I want that die cut to go. Now, you don't have to, it's really up to you. In my instructions, I'm like, just die cut it. So, but just telling you, that's where that's gonna go. And you just wanna make sure you leave enough room to put your sentiment on the bottom. I don't know why I'm ripping out new tape when I have a bunch of tape here, but whatever. Okay, one's probably enough. So that's where that's going. Since I'm here, I'm just gonna stamp because it'll just, whatever. Then I don't have to, I'm in position and set up to do so. Okay, so along this, oh, this is a problem because I'm missing my wishing you up. So I'm missing my wishing you a. Because of the, so you're supposed to put, I'll show it to you. So you're gonna stop wishing you a and then Merry Christmas. But because I'm missing this stamp set, this stamp from my kit, it got mixed up on Wednesday night with the other two. So one of them has them. So we'll just do Merry Christmas for now. Because all I have is and glad tidings, which doesn't work well. So I'm gonna use my mat, my grid paper. Oh, that says happy. We want merry. And we're gonna line this up and we'll get rid of joyous. I'll just use this big, huge one. And we're just gonna have Merry Christmas. So I'm just using the lines on my grid paper to make sure the word Merry and Christmas are lined up. Hopefully. Looks good. And this one's just big. And then we're just gonna grab our block. Let's do a quick test. Make sure it's straight. Pretty damn good. And we're gonna put that along the bottom. So I'm skipping the wishing you a because I don't have it. And we're just gonna stamp Merry Christmas along the bottom. Okay? You can put wishing you a. So just for comparison, right? There's the two. So I really like it with the wishing you a because it's got the writing and then Merry Christmas, but I don't have it. So just MIA. So I'm gonna grab my embossing cut machine. Gonna lift you up for a sec. Oh, hang on. My cord is wrapped. There we go. Yeah. I could have just did it to the side, but where's the fun in that? Okay. Need to make room for the big boss. Got my magic mat on here because my other plate was so messy. So I'm using my magic mat. Just gonna slide that in and we're just gonna die cut that. Okay. I'm just coming back a second time just because I don't have enough space there. It's too cluttered. And then we should have that cut out, and it did. So let's remove our tape, which should come off easily. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so we've got that. And I'll just put that back in its little case here. And move that out of the way. And bring you back down. Whee! Bring you back down to earth. Okay, so how do we get that on there? So I'll show you. But first, I need a window sheet. So where are they? have a whole stack somewhere sitting in here. Cut. Now I can't find them. These are all mats, which I need for tomorrow. Holy babe. Where is it? Hang on a sec. I know they're here somewhere. I'll just use this one. Not ideal, but I don't like wasting these. Okay. I have to cut this down, so give me a sec. Forgot to do that. I think it was 3 1/4. Yep. It's a little big. So we'll just trim it a bit. There we go. Much better. We'll keep those because we need those for... Oh, you can always use it for another car. Okay, how do we get that beautiful pattern on the inside? So the trick is we're going to lay it flat. We're going to position where we want our card to be. So that's the front. So I laid it flat just because it's so much easier to put your trinkets in. And then we're going to put that right on the inside. So that just fits right back into our hole there, right? So just make sure you want. So that is our standard. If you need to and you're a little nervous, just put a piece of tape there so it doesn't move. Then we're going to just take, so you can see I've got the just photocopy paper on the back. And we're just going to add our adhesive and drop that into place right into where it came from. Right? So you can just fill the hole is all we're doing. Where it was before. And then this comes off. And now that is your back. So now you know exactly where you're going to put this. Ooh, I'm like super close. A little too much, I think. Okay. So that's the magic right there. That's it. So let's let that dry. And so let's prep this. So how do I put my window sheet on? Where did I put my window sheet? Oi. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm just going to take the sheet off. So our window sheet is just going to sit there like so. Just like that. And then we're just going to take a couple pieces of tear tape to hold it in place. We don't need a lot because we're going to run some tape through here anyway. Some long strips, foam strips. We just want this to stay in place. And we're not concerned about, you can just use Scotch tape. Like, whatever. It's nothing fancy. Oh, where are my strips? Sorry, I just lost my strips. There they are. Found it! Okay. So Stampin' Up! Sells foam strips. They're nice and long, which is fantastic. And all we're going to do is take one strip at a time. I'm not saying you only need one strip. We're going to take one strip. And what we're going to do now is follow around. Now, what's lovely about these foam strips is they are easy to manipulate and bend. Now, we want a complete seal. Otherwise, what's going to happen to our beads? They're going to fall out. So, if there's a hole, they will find its way out of your little cage or tape cage and get out. So we're short just that little bit. So we're just going to take a little piece. Okay, that's more than a little, but it doesn't matter because, and we're just going to fill in. Now, does it matter if it's this tight or farther away? No, it doesn't. Don't worry about this. We're going to take that off anyway. Okay. Now you're like, oh, but this piece is sticking out. that's okay, because now that this is dimensioned up, we need to also make sure we're using the same dimension all the way around. Otherwise, when you put this on your card, it's going to go like this, right? So now we're going to take another strip, and we're literally just going to go around the edge. Okay, so we're just using our scissors, and we're just going to snip that into place. And I'm purposely, it does not need to be perfect, does not need to be fancy. We're like, this is just no different than using your standard dimensionals. The only difference is we're using strips. So dimensional strips. So I'm gonna just trim this, because again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't put dimensionals on everything, like all the way across, but you just don't want it to fall flat in certain spots. So I just have this little extra piece, and because I do, I'm just gonna stick it here. It's just, rather than sticking it on that. Okay, so that's prepped and ready. So now all we have to do, we're gonna bring our back sheet in, and we're gonna take our little beads or sequins, whichever you like, and you're gonna just drop those into the middle. Now, the window sheets, they are a little staticky, so sometimes when you put it in there, they just pop up. They will pop and stick to the window, but that just takes, just for a minute. Now, how much do you put in there? There's no rule. You just put whatever much you want. You want lots? Put lots. You don't want, you want it to be less, like just a few flakes, then put a few flakes. It don't matter. There's no rule. There's no preference. There's no ideal state. It's whatever you want. The only rule is make sure you're tight all the way around, or else those beads are going to fall out. Okay, so now all we're doing is going to take off all this tape, so that way we can stick it on top. And now we're just going to do is just line it up, which, you know, sometimes is the hardest part because it goes all crooked. But it shouldn't if you're just trying to line it up. And we have those lines to kind of help us. But you never know. I may not put this on straight. Just FYI. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we're going to find, oh, there's some flakes in there. Hang on. Got to make sure that's all on the outside. Okay. It's all on the outside. So we're going to go in. See, it's already clinging. See that? And we're going to line it up as best as we can. And I'm also looking at the bottom to make sure I'm lined up. And the top, because once you stick this, it will stick. And there you go. And we're done. So shake, shake, shake. There you go. There's your shaker card. And we didn't waste. Now, it's not a waste because you could have put that on the second card if you wanted to, but I wanted it to be more continuous. So now all we have to do, I'll leave it flat just because you can see it better. Again, we're just going to take some mini glue dots. Right? Wrong ones. Those ones are way too small. And we're going to put a couple on our piece of blue here. And we're going to stick that right there. No different than last time. Now, I didn't put any embellishments because they're all there. They're inside, so I didn't bother. And we're going to slide that through. And then we're just going to do our knot again. Not again. Ha ha ha. So funny. Okay. If I can get it through. There you go. Do I have two? Yep. And I gave you plenty of silver. And we're going to slide that knot up to the top so that we're not wasting too much. There, and just pull it. So there we go. And then again, we're just going to take that and find that sweet spot to put our ornament. Or you could just leave it loose. It's really preference. Like, but I just want to keep it from moving around too much in the card. There we go. And I'm just going to trim this little edge here. There we go. And there you have it. So this one, of course, says wishing you a Merry Christmas. So make sure you use the 2 stamps. And this one I just put Merry Christmas. So I hope you like that one and that one's a fun technique. And you can do this with any shape. So don't feel like only ornaments, but you can do it with any shape. So you have the 2 there. Okay, so we're already on to our last card. Wow. And it is 8:16. Impressive. And I started at 7, so an hour and a half. I mean, I cut everything for you, so if you're doing this at home, it'll take you a little longer. On your own, prepping everything, take you a little longer. So this is our last one. And it's got a lot of pieces in it, but it's fun. And so again, let's make sure we're all cleaned up here. Let's clean up our mess. Okay. We should have everything except my white ribbon. Right. Because I couldn't find my white ribbon. But don't worry, all your kids have them. It's just mine doesn't. So we'll make sure that's clear that all the kids that went out have them. Okay, so we have that just because. So this is where we actually need to stamp, and you definitely need to have that bundle. And again, there's our gems inside. And again, everything's cut for you, so easy peasy. So we have to do a little bit of heat embossing. So let's assemble this and get this out of the way. So this just goes along the bottom, like that. Okay, and you can use whatever striped designer series paper you have, or you can use some circles or create your own, whichever. And I have a little too much. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that off. Now check that, because I do sometimes go a little bigger just in case one is smaller than the other. And then this is going to sit right on top to cover the seam, and you can see I'm longer, so you want to make sure you trim that down. So just make sure you trim it on the other side. So depending where you put your bauble, so your bauble is going to sit like this. I did mine at an angle this time, and then we're just going to put a little bit of heat embossing there. Okay, so let's get that out of the way before we stick it onto our base. Move this. Okay, so we're just gonna, oh, I don't need that either. So we're just gonna take some powder, put that on there. And we're going to take, again, we're gonna do that lovely trick with the glad tidings. Okay, we're gonna pick that up. So I'm using my small block here. And we're gonna cover up the and. So, right about there. And we're gonna use our embossing, our Versamark. Take that off and stamp our word glad tidings. So and should not pop up on there. Small block, but I love this block. They discontinued this one. So sad. There we go. Oh, maybe I got a little bit. So we'll just brush that off. Where's our white powder? It was sitting here. Oh, there it is. Okay, and we'll just dip that into our container. Dippity-doo-dah. Okay, and it should say glad tidings. Okay, a little too much to the bottom, but close enough. Okay, and I'm just gonna clean off that little bit that's right there. There's that. Totally need my glasses for this. How many times did I say that already, eh? I'll probably like screw that up. Just tap it. Okay, I think we're okay. Okay, we're just gonna heat that up again. Oh, my S didn't turn out very pretty. That's okay, we'll fix it. Too close to the bottom. But I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it, and I'm gonna take my gel pen, and I'm just gonna fix it and touch it up. So, a white gel pen is your best friend, just like a Sharpie marker is. Okay, some assembly required. Okay, so let's grab our pieces. So again, I'm just gonna use tear tape because it's so much easier. I just put tear tape right across the middle. Wee, wee, wee. Because I can. Like that. Pull that off. And we're just gonna line that up on the edge here. Pull it right across. Hopefully it's straight. Looks good. And we're gonna trim the edge. Like so. And that's our base. Now that goes on to our Night of Navy. Just use this because we got more coverage. I'll put my big initial in the middle to show my love. And then slide that over top. Okay. There you go. And now we just have our bauble to build. Okay, so we'll bring this back in. Now we're gonna grab our garden green. And we're gonna do the leaves. So this time we're not going tone on tone. Oh, that's juicy. Huh. Look at that. Beauty. Anyhow, it is a beauty. And line that up. Drop. I think I smeared. Not so bad. And then we're gonna do our tracings. We're gonna grab our red again, or throw our ink pads around, whichever one you want. Oh, I just got my finger in it. Let's clean that up. And we'll grab our red. And we're gonna do that in the middle here. So you can see all the two-tone now happening versus before where we had it one. There we go. Had to look at multiple spots. Now we need a second one. It doesn't have to be perfect because we just need the flowers. Okay. And I'm gonna grab my red. So I think I used red. Yeah. So this is light strawberry slush. So I'm just gonna take the end here and just fling some red into here. I probably could have went pink too if you want to show those lines a little more. Sorry. We used to have this fancy thing called a VO for soccer. And during the final match of the Manitoba Games, or Manitoba Soccer Association competition, so for provincials, the ball hit it and knocked it down because it's on this big, huge, high stand, right? Because you got to capture it from the top. Anyway, it broke. So now we have no camera to capture our games. So today I just use my cell phone to, you know, and usually we do film review, etc., etc. So we couldn't do that today. Anyway, so the kids are like, did you get our goals? The kids won 4-1, right? Because, you know, they're provincial champions, so whatever. But anyway, so they want to see their goals, because that's what we do with our video. We can take it and we can take the goals and all that. But I had to film it from my phone, so I hope it turned out okay. I forgot my stand. So I was literally holding my phone for 80 minutes today while I was taping the game. Oh, it was not fun. But it was fun, but not fun. You know what I mean? Okay. Oops. I think I turned that the wrong way. So where's our floors? So this is the fun part. I'm trying to find this tail end here because I know it exists. So where, oh, where is my cutouts? Okay, that looks about right. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my tape, stick that on. Maybe add a second. So I'm not gonna go and put my emboss and cut machine in here. I'm just gonna go off to the side and just run it through real quick. I did not leave, just give me a second. Just makes life easier. And I don't have to adjust everything for you. Well, I would, but I just don't want you to waste the time. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that. So you see the little flowers came off? And then these are just gonna go over top. So we're gonna take a glue dot. Wow, I've got like no regular glue dots. They're all like minis. I got like 4 packs of minis on the go. What are the chances of that? Crazy. And then all of these from like, what do you call it? So I'm just trying to line it up. Paper pumpkin kits. That's it. I'm like, what's the name of those? Anyway. There's one. I'll just add this one on the back. And 2. There we go. And then build this guy up. He goes on the top. Dun, 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 dun. So cute. Okay. Awesome. And then we're going to put dimensionals and add that one there. Yeah. Oh, let's finish up this sheet. Just want to get rid of this sheet because we don't need it. And put that there, however you like so. And then we're gonna grab our card base. Let's get these out of the way. And grab my bone folder to make sure that's flush. And our glue. And that's gonna go on the front. I think this one's my favorite. You have to tell me which one you like the most. But I think I like this one the most. And there. And last but not least, can't forget our embellishments. So I gave you 2 white ones. One to go in the center of each floor. And then 3 to pop to the left. Just like so. Kind of hard to pick up at times. It's stuck on there real good. There we go. And that is the final one. So let's take a quick peek at what we have created. So we have that one. And this one. This one we used Glad Tidings. And then we have that one. I'm missing one. This one. And this one. So why don't we go like this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I guess my question is, which one's your favorite? I think I really like this one the most. And I mean, the shaker's really cool too, but I kind of like this one the most. So let me know whichever one you like. Thank you for all the likes. I hope you liked that very much. So those are the 5 cards we've created on Wednesday and obviously tonight. So for those of you who got the kit to go, it is there for you. And I hope you enjoyed that. So thanks for hanging out with me. And don't forget, if you would like a sneak peek at the new catalog, then definitely join our team. Sign up for retreat. You'll see these there as well. And I will see you Sunday for our prairie grass stamping class. And then Wednesday, we're in person again for the Not 29 Anymore, which features, I don't have my cards here. They're over there. But you've seen them. They're on my Facebook page or on my calendar. So they're all there. So thanks for joining. Have a great night and happy stamping.